Good morning, you grass-fed enchiladas. Welcome back to the channel. It is day 2 on Ricky's pond. I've got my big black sorry guys, I've got my big black coffee with me. And we've got the legend. His toe is getting better, guys. His toe is getting better. So it's day 2 on Ricky's pond. What have we got to do today, you legends? So in the last video, you saw that we PP'd the pond, guys. And today, that's almost cleared up already, isn't it? But we can make that nice and crystal clear again. So today we've come back to treat the fish. So we're going to film that for you absolute legends. But not only that, first what we're going to do is in my shed, there was an old 150 air pump. So it was one I took off another job because they wanted a new one, because it is pretty old. But I reckon I can just change the diaphragms in it and then it'll flipping work again. So this is all running nice, guys, because this Nexus is only running off a 70 litre air pump, which is nowhere near enough. So first things first, we're going to get that wired in, make sure it's actually working. Then we'll change the diaphragms and then that will work. Get that onto that one. We can use that one to feed the air stones in the pond. That one can be kept as a spare, and then we can put another bag of K1 in. Nice. Absolute legend. Action. So you legends, yes, this is an old 150 air pump, and you can just basically change the diaphragms. So all the shit absolutely fell apart. So that's the old diaphragm, and basically they just perish over time. But fortunately they do a kit, so you can buy the kit and just replace the older diaphragm. So the motor is working. So this was in my shed. Ricky needed it, so I thought I'd donate it to him. So I'll put you back on a time lapse, because you just unscrew it all, guys, and then put the new ones on and screw it all back together. It's not real brain science, but I just thought if you've got an air pump and it's vibrating but there's no air coming out of it, just order yourself some of these. They're only £965, 99.95. Can you see that? So without further ado, let's do this. Testicles. And there you go, guys, that is our 150 air pump, all fixed and working. So as you can see, it's aerating that outside chamber a lot better now. And just putting in another bag of K1. It's going to have one spare because we don't need, because we put the orbs in out the other filter. So over time, guys, this will just settle down and start to sink. It's just because it's brand new and it's plastic. That brown foam's from the potassium permanganate, you legends. So, but you can see it's collected particles already because it's lifted up all the K1 in the easy. So I'm going to leave my 2 glamorous assistants to put that in. No. And yeah, what we got to do next, you legends? I'm going to run that through a clean, and then we're going to go through all of his fish and try and treat them. See how murky that is. I'm going to put some hydrogen peroxide in, which will make that crystal clear. Nice. You're on. Action. Okay, you legends. So we PP'd this yesterday. You could just leave the PP and it will just clear up after about 2 or 3 days. The filter's just going for a clean at the moment. But because we've got to catch all the fish and get them out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to neutralise the PP. It doesn't actually neutralise the potassium permanganate, it just takes the colour out of the water, and use hydrogen peroxide. and it is 25 mil per 200 gallons. So you just do the maths. How many gallons your pond is, divide that by 220. In this case it's 19.5. 19.5 times 25 mil is it's about 450 mil, and this is half a bottle. This is a 1 litre bottle, so this should clear it all up. What you want to make sure you do is you don't tip it straight in where the fish are, because if you get this on the fish scales neat, it will kill off the scales. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. We're going to put it around the outside, around the outside. Stop it. Anyway, yeah, so I'll probably dilute it with the pond water itself. See, especially with this big, see the way this big fella is. Hello, doggy. Hello, doggy. I know. Yes, you're good. Yeah, so if you've got a fish like that swimming and you tip it in, it's going to be all sorts of trouble, isn't it? So we need to put it where the fish aren't. And then this pond will clear up in about 5 minutes. Stay, doggy. Where the air is, so it all circulates around. Yes guys, and then this will clear up. It will go crystal clear again. Just like that. So, once that's cleared up, I'm going to get my medical kit all laid out. We're going to clean out his bowl with some chloramine tea, give that a good old rinse out, and then we can get some water in. We'll get some sedating there. We're going to start catching the fish one at a time, and start removing all of these sort of calluses. So I'm not sure of the exact name, guys, but it's not like I think it's poppy stylis it's called, and it's like growths all over the fish, and he never had any on his fish at all, but someone gave him 2 fish and they had it, and it got progressively worse on them, and then it's transferred to pretty much most of his collection now. So yeah, we're gonna have to go through his whole collection, take them out one by one, sedate them, remove it, put some treatment on, and then also what we're going to do, because obviously there's going to be a lot of open wounds, we can use some wound sealer and stuff like that, some Populis, to sort of help them heal. But what we are going to do is we're going to salt the pond, because salt is like a natural antibacterial agent, and that will sort of help with the fish healing. No. Okay, you legends, what we've done in that little brief interval is, because that bucket hasn't been used for a long time, Chase has cleaned that out, washed it out, scrubbed it out, used chloramine tea just to sterilise it. We have got sedate in there, so we can sedate the koi. So it's 10 mil for every 9 litres. There's 25 litres in there. So we're going to go through the catch the fish, sedate the fish, and then we're going to put them onto a wet towel, which is down there. I'll be on my knees on the dry bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to start removing all of these sort of calluses, and to do that I'm going to use a slide. So it's a nice brand new sterile slide. It's got a nice sharp edge, but it won't damage the fish, and you can just basically scrape it off. So stay tuned, you legends. We'll catch a fish, we'll get it in, and I'll show you when it's like ideal to take it out. I've got my sock and I've got my net. Let's find a fish to catch. The water is starting to clear up after we've put the hydrogen peroxide in. I think there's some of the, I think it's on all of these fish, guys. I don't think it matters really. The only fish that hasn't got it, you legends, is, you know, in the last video I showed you the Tancho Sanku. There's nothing on that one. That's all. But it will transfer around the whole pond to every single fish in the pond. Spare wood, you can still carry on filming because I can edit it all out, can't I? I can edit all this crap out. Just going to turn the air off, you legend. Got the bigger net. Action! I've gone and got a longer length, guys. You know, it makes sense. And I've just turned the air off to the pond as well, just so it makes it a little bit easier to find and catch the fish. Two for one. There you go, guys, nice and easy. No chasing the fish around the pool. Grab your sock, make sure that it's fully wet and drained. And then just going to catch the fish in the sock. Transfer, head first, guys. Head first into there. That's my glamorous assistant. So then what we're going to do, guys, we're going to get the water out of the sock through the bottom, and that is just so we don't keep diluting the solution. Fill the sock up with the water out there so it can just come out nicely. So guys, this is a Sankey. I don't know how big it is, but you can see where it's all, see on the side of the fish here, some there, some by the tail. So what we're going to try and do, you legends, is we're going to remove that, seal it up, use some Populis, I think it's called, just to sort of help it all heal, and then we'll remove it using that slide which I just showed you. And then we can put some sealer on it, and then we'll get that fish back in. But we've literally got to go through all of them. How big is that fish? Yep.
Sankey.
That's a Sankey, yeah. And that is. Sorry.
That other thing, there's a measure on it, don't there?
Yeah, but it's not in the.
No, not in the pond.
It's about 55 cm, about 50-55 centimetres. That is. So we're going to leave him in there. The Sedate solution's in there. And when he's ready to go, he'll basically just roll over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the fish up on its side, and if it gives no resistance and he's just flapping over my hand, then he's asleep. And then we can start operating. Nice. So you legends, so when you notice the koi's sedated, basically it'll just roll over on its side because it's lost its balance. So the water is quite cold, so the sedate isn't working as effectively. But if you want just a general idea of whether the fish is asleep enough for you to operate, if you pick the fish up from the middle and it gives no resistance, then that's a good time to go. Also, when you're picking fish up as well, you want them facing towards you. And also another top tip is it's quite a sunny day today, so we've got our wet towel, and the parts of the fish that we're not operating on, we're going to cover over. Just like that. So guys, if you're a bit squeamish, you might not want to watch this. So what we're going to do is these legions, we're going to try and remove them with the slide, and then if we find any dead scales underneath, we can just remove those scales. And if you want to know what a dead scale looks like or feels like, they feel like sandpaper. A dead scale will feel like sandpaper. We're going to try and get as much of this off as we can. Just using the slide. And if you do come across any dead scales, you can just pull them out with a pair of tweezers. Yes guys, so I was just explaining to Chase, when you anaesthetise a fish, you basically coat the gills. You coat the gills of the fish so that it can't breathe, and when it can't breathe it passes out. But as a human, if you stop breathing, you'll be dead because your heart will stop. But a koi, his heart will still beat for an hour. So you've basically got up to an hour to treat the koi and then get it back in the pond again. As you can see guys, it comes off pretty easy with the just using a brand new clean sterile slide. So that's the one side of the fish done. So we're going to seal that with some propolis. You can use iodine as well guys, just to let you know. You can literally just use iodine, and then we're going to put a little bit of this O-erasive powder on, just to try and, because that will just help it heal and seal the wounds. You don't need absolutely tons of it. When you're handling fish as well, keep your hands wet. So that's one side done. Try and keep the pectoral fins back as well. Do you know what, I said pectoral fin on that last video and it's the dorsal fin. There's definitely not as much on this side, is there? There you go guys, that's one done. If you could bring that floating bowl over here, that's fun. Yes guys, so when you pick the fish up, make sure it's facing in towards you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it back into the water. And because this got fresh water in, it'll wash through the gills. So what I'm doing, I've got my finger in its mouth at the moment. And I'm just opening and closing its mouth gently. Just to get so that the water is coursing from its mouth and through the gills, just to start washing out the sedate. Another thing what you can do guys to help speed up bringing them back round is just to rub like a little heart massage underneath the fish. And in a couple of minutes you'll wake up, your legends, feeling a little bit drunk, but it'll be good to go, and he'll swim off happily. So while he's coming round, we'll get on to the next one. Wow. So I'm feeling go this little male shower. Again guys, no need to chase the fish around. You basically want him to swim into your net. Just like that. It's a fly in there. Now this is quite a nice shower. It's male. Head pattern could do with being a bit nicer. Come on. Head first into the sock, guys. Same as before. We're going to let the water out of the net so that it doesn't dilute the sedate. And fill the sock up with water and the fish will just come out the bottom. Just like that. We'll give him a couple of minutes just to be sedated, and then we're going to do the same to that one. And we'll just go through. I've got antibiotics with me, but generally you need to give antibiotics day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7. But if there's anything that I think needs it, we'll just give them a little shot. I'll bring you back when this little fella's fast asleep. No. Okay, you legends. So this is a nice shower. Could do with a bit of a nicer head pattern, but the sumi on it is absolutely stunning. But it is a male, guys. It is a male, and this is the one. This is what we've got to treat on this side here, which goes quite deep. This does, guys. So this might be, but it is the only one on it. So to check if he's sedated enough, he won't give any resistance when you try and lift him out. This one is quite deep. He's not quite asleep, so we're going to put him back in because we don't want him getting stressed out anymore. Just give him another minute, guys. You wouldn't really want to be operated on while you're awake, would you? So this is a shower that you bought as well.
Okay.
It's a male, but it's a lovely pattern. Really nice deep black.
Yep.
Yes, guys, so he's just rolled over, so I think he's good to go. Bit of a stubborn one, this is. Top tip for you guys, don't use your mum's favourite towel. There's definitely something inside there. I know, mate. I'm going to put them tweezers. So the scales are actually okay. But what you will see is that infection is underneath the scale. So we want to get as much of that out as we can. So we've got most of that, guys. So that was the only bit on this fish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and get some of that on a cotton bud underneath. And just try and clean it out as much as we can. And then hopefully, once that's healed, these scales will go back down again. And it's good to go back in, guys. There's your legends. So we're just putting them in the measuring bowl, just to recover. Oh. So the fish that I've already operated on is not bothered by the net anymore because he knows what's going on. Come past me this side, good to see. There we go. Okay. Yes guys, so you want to keep the fish in the water at all times, if you can help it. And this, your legends, is a 4-step kahaku. Maritime, kind of. Head pattern. It's got a couple of little shimmies, a couple of little black dots on it, but that's not anything to be concerned about. So guys, this fish is absolutely fine. It's not touched at all. But I'll give you a top tip on when selecting kahaku is you want a head pattern. But if it's a full head of red, it's menkaburi. I don't like that. You want a white nose. It could be any shape. It doesn't have to be maritime, a perfectly round circle. You need a break of white just before the tail. You don't want any red in the fins or the dorsal fin. And also you don't want the pattern to go below the midline. Also, you want the pattern to be nice and even from the head to the tail. So it's a little bit top heavy, this one is. If this was a little bit bigger, this patch here, and that was there, it'd be absolutely fabulous. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with this one, guys, so he can go straight back in. When I say he, it's a girl, she can go straight back in. Hello, doggy! And I think the showers woke up. So this was quite bad, guys. It was quite deep. How deep is your love? Don't start singing. But hopefully now we've removed it and we've put some treatment on and a bit of a sealer with some salt in, fingers crossed. These guys will all make a speedy recovery. He's a bit drunk, but he's absolutely fine. That's the one I've already treated. So, you legends, I'm going to go for the heat suri that we purchased. I think it was about, at the time, it was probably about 50 centimetres. You can trust me, that's a lot bigger now. And it is a bit of a shame because this fish is absolutely outstanding. The pattern on it, the skin quality, everything. But obviously because of the fish that came, this has got lumps and bumps all over it, so we'll get him in there. it in a sedate. To show you a bit more clearly. So in the last video, guys, in the last video, there's a picture of this fish when it was first purchased, along with the tancho sanky.
What's this one called?
That is a Hiyatsuri. Should stay there, shouldn't it? Look at that. Should stay there. Yeah, after a couple of minutes, your legends, that should fade off to sleep. So there's no massive ones, but there's just lots all over. It's bigger than the bowl. Yeah, I'll put a picture in of when it was a baby, when it was about this big. There you go, your legends. So he's just rolled over. I'm just going to pick him up in the middle, see if he gives any. Seems pretty good to go. There's a big fish, guys. There's a big fish. He's not quite asleep. I'll have to put him back in. Just for another few seconds. Yes guys, so we've got to go through his whole collection. And hopefully they'll heal over and it won't come back. The fish that actually brought this in are now dead, I think. I think they just got so covered in it and they just died. Right, third time lucky. Oh. He's asleep. He's just having a blooming nightmare. He's making me jump. It's okay, doggy. This guy, I think he's just having a bad dream. Make sure your pectoral things are out of the way. He's covered in it, this one is, but it's only on the surface. I'm basically getting it right back down to the scale, because all of this is on the top of the scales. Yes guys, you can use a scalpel, but if the fish jumps, you could cause a much larger injury if you're not used to using them, which is why today I thought I'd show you using a slide. But also guys, some slides have beveled edges, and that's no good. You need one with a nice square edge. So that's another one done. Wet hands guys, and then we'll put him back into recovery. That is one big fish. It's actually bigger than the bowl. So while he's coming round in there, we'll move on to the next one. Done that one. Got another monster. Another monster that's as big as the net. There isn't a lot on this one, guys, but we'll get him out and we'll bowl him and just give him a good old check over. Hello, doggy. So he's a live one, he is. He wouldn't get to sleep. I think he's having nightmares. Come on. Another monster. Another 70cm one. So, again guys, this is a Sankey, has got a tiny bit of red on its nose, but I wouldn't call that a shower. Cutchy Benny, which is what this is, red on the lip. Nice fish. Could be a bit, you know, the black on it, but that's, a lot of these are hikui, shimmy, which is what they just get over time, and this is quite an old fish now. Yeah, so there's a couple of bits on this what I need to get off, but nothing like on the others, especially that one shower was really bad. So you legends, if you haven't got any sedate, I've said this in another video, but I'll show you in a bit more detail. If you just stroke the fish, if you get this, obviously this is in sedate, but if you get the fish and you just stroke over its gills, right, A, you're letting the fish know that it's not going to get harmed, and B, as you're stroking over the gills, you're stopping the oxygen from going, you're stopping it from breathing basically. And you can do that enough just to sort of semi-sedate it. Probably not enough to give it an antibiotic injection, but definitely enough to do like a scrape or... Wonder how many viewers have been sick watching this. Get a sick bucket, guys. You know, normally I say there's always someone strimming in the background. Today we've got Ricky on the drill. Absolute legend. Can you see what I mean about the kahaku? So you don't want the red to go below the midline. When you're selecting them, you don't want the red. The black can be wrapped all the way around the fish, but the red, when you, and all fish start with kahaku, so the red pattern's above and nice and even, and then the black can be in the fins, it can be wrapped around it, everything. You just don't want, it's only probably my personal opinion really, but if you wanted to buy koi that you want to show, or you just new to it, these are some of the things that you want to look out for. That would have been hilarious if you stacked it in. this one definitely is bad. See, that's actually in the scale, that is. That's not going to come off. Same on that one. Let's just spin them over. Yeah, I think this one's okay, guys. There's not a lot I can do with that because it's I can't think of terrible with names and stuff, guys. Hikui or we'll have a little coffee break. He's nice and back up. I'll bring you back in 3, 2, 1. Okay guys, I'm going to show you now, if I can catch it without stressing it out. So this, it was only a small fish when we bought it. And it's a Deutz fish. And it's called a Benny Comumria. This hasn't got anything on it. But I just wanted to bowl it and show you. Because when he bought this, it was about 10 or 12 inches in size. So that, guys, is a Benny. So if it didn't have any red on it, it would just be a Comumria. But because it's got the red, it's a Benny Comumria. And also by the body shape, it's a female. I just wanted to show you. Free willing. I'll tip the boys, won't come out. Come on. Good doggy. Roll down. So let's check that one. That one's okay. Female. Hello, doggy. Yes, guys, this doesn't seem to be affecting the Deutz fish. When I say Deutz, I mean it's got no scales. So this, you legends, is a Deutz Sankey.
Deutsch Sankey.
The Deutzu, just Deutz Sankey. So it's got no scales, and it is a really pretty fish as well. And there's nothing wrong with it. The what's on them doesn't seem to be affecting the scale, the fish with no scales. Pretty fish though. Come on. Come on, doggy. Again, guys, this is a Sankey, but I think Ricky must have picked this one. So this is a Ginrin Sankey. See, it's got Ginrin scales, like reflective scales, but it's not a very well patterned fish because it's only got red at the top end. So like I say, you want this pattern to be nice and even, but this has got that stuff on its head. So we will sedate that one and just scrape that stuff off, and we'll treat that one as well. And then I think there's
I think we had a couple of little ones. I think there's a couple.
Yeah, like little ones, and they've grown. Yeah. Oh. And last but not least, guys, there's just this Sankey, but this one's absolutely fine. Nothing on that at all. So we've been through Ricky's whole collection and removed all the bits and bobs, treated it all. Unfortunately, guys, I have had to put 3 to sleep. One had a massive growth on its side, and 2 of the others, there was basically, it was in the gills, it was on the heads, in their eyes and stuff like that. So I've had to, I hate putting fish to sleep. I'd rather drive out here every day and give it a salt bath, but there was absolutely nothing that could be done, which is a bit heartbreaking, but it is what it is. So, you legends, what we're going to do now, obviously because we've treated all these fish, it's had a dose of potassium permanganate yesterday because they had trichodina, which is in the last video. So that's all gone now. So what we're going to do, you legends, is we're going to salt the pond. So some people pro salt, some people against salt. I don't really care. Obviously, it's down to your own opinion. But for me, I'm going to put 2 25 kilogram sacks into this pond. This pond is 4,300 gallons. And what that is going to do, it's going to help with the recovery of the skin on the fish. It's going to help the wounds heal quicker. It's a natural, antibacterial agent. So if you have a cat with a wound and you take it to the vets, they'll pull all the fur off and they'll treat it with salt water, basically. And it's the same with fish. So if there was nothing wrong with the fish, then obviously I wouldn't salt the pond. But in this occasion, I think it will help. So 2 sacks of salt will give it, it'll be about 4% salt in the pond. And then that'll be diluted out as the filter cleans. Nice. 2. Yes, guys. So with the salt, 2 25 kilograms of salt, that's about 4% in this pond, and that'll just help the fish sort of heal up a bit quicker. When it comes to putting salt in your pond, you can literally just drop it in and it'll just dissolve naturally. You don't have to sprinkle it in, you don't have to dilute it when you put it in. You can literally just do exactly what Chase is doing right now and tip it all over the wall. More. In the pond, please, son. Absolute legend. So yes, gang, we'll probably come back in a week or so and just check on everything. What do you think? We'll get the rest of that salt in, and I'll bring you guys back at the church. Nice. Okay, you legends, we are back at the church. Yes, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. How do you know we're back at the church and this isn't a green screen? Yes, you absolutely know we are back at the church, guys. Neil bought me these, the absolute flipping legend. Little does he know I'm trying to cut down on the drinking. He's bought me big blooming cans. Absolute legend. Oh, yes, guys. So, I hope the video wasn't too gruesome or anything. I'm terrible with names of stuff, I am. But numbers, I can remember like every phone number I've ever had since I was a kid, every car registration, but just names just get me. So, if ever in my videos I say dorsal fin instead of pectoral fin, you're just going to have to forgive me. Yeah, the live, yeah, it's only had about, like, I don't know, 700 views. I don't know why. Maybe it's because a lot of people just find me boring or something. I haven't got a flipping clue. But I'm going to do another one because I really enjoyed it, and that's what this channel's about. It's about me and you legends, like the people that comment, the people that were in the live chat. Absolutely love each and every one of you, and that is what this channel is about. I'm not bothered about everybody else. So I'm going to do another live chat. So if you've got any questions, just send them in. Yeah, I'm sorry if it was a bit sort of gruesome for anyone new that's watching the channel on the fish, but I just wanted to show you like how to get the fish out, sedate the fish and treat the fish and whatnot. And it's just a confidence thing, you know. If you otherwise you're just going to leave your fish in there and it'll get worse and worse and worse until it dies. It's just a real big shame, guys, because none of his fish had anything on them. They was all absolutely immaculate until he introduced these 2 fish. So yeah, he's a bit of a shame, but hopefully they'll recover. I've got salt in the water and all the rest of it. So this was filmed, this video, what you've just watched, was actually filmed before I did the live stream. So I will do another live stream, guys, so send in your questions. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that leaves a comment. Thanks to everyone that leaves a thumbs up. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks again, guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your koi. Take care of your loved ones. God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. Nice. Cheers, guys.